students, today this is a tutorial on how to use semicolons. It's like that mystery punctuation, but it's really something that can come in really well if you want to be creative, you want to vary your sentence structure, maybe avoid a lot of contractions in writing. It's also necessary sometimes when we have items in a list. And there's only those two uses for semicolons. So I'm not going to read the handout at you, but I am going to tell you there's a video here that you can watch. This handout is available on your assignment. But the number one way to use a semicolon is when we collect two independent clauses that are closely related. So an independent clause means it's a sentence that can serve on its own, and they'd have to be two things that you really want to join them closely, but you might not want to use a semicolon, or you just kind of want to group up your sentences a different way, maybe break up monotony or a sentence pattern. So, the example right here is, I ordered a cheeseburger for lunch. Life's too short for counting calories. So this person's trying to show us that these two things are closely related. This can certainly stand as a sentence by itself, and this can certainly stand by a sentence by itself. Notice there's no capital here, and there is no conjunction, and, but, or any of those. There's none of that, those. The second way is a serial list. So we know if we have red, blue, green, and yellow, we want commas in between there. But when we're talking about something like a city and a state, like London, England, or London, Ontario, Paris, France, Paris, we already have commas in that list. And if we just put only commas, we would think it was London, England, London, Ontario, and all those things would just fade into one big list. But when we use the semicolon, it all makes sense. Notice that there is no and here. Again, there's no conjunction, just like there was when we used two independent clauses. The last thing you can also do is if you use what they call a conjunctive adverb for it actually serves as a conjunction, but it's an adverb. It tells us things like where or in what state or something like that, like however or indeed or also. We can use those with a semicolon. You just can't use the fanboys coordinating conjunctions for that purpose. But if you're creating a condition like this, then you can use the semicolon. So if you have any questions on that, don't be afraid to ask. Grammarly likes to remind you that you need a semicolon to write a winky face. I think that's pretty funny that they include that. But please, ask any questions if you have them. I hope that sheds some light on how to use a semicolon.